They have no timeouts remaining.
He causes too many timeouts. That's a technical foul.
They have a timeout. They can't do so.
I don't think they had a timeout. Did they have the one left?
It'll be a technical foul.
All right, let's go. Part 2, No Timeouts Left, episode 27. We got Coach Klein here still.
It's been 72 hours.
It's been 72 hours. Not really. Still Tuesday night, 8:30 Central Time. Coach Klein along with Money Mike Phillips and TJ Franz, the stat man. Doing it again.
I'm a stat man.
Time to talk some college football. We had a great discussion about the state of the divisions in the NFL. And it's time to move on to the other side of football. Like I said, college football time. So let's hop right into it. So let's start off with Notre Dame. Was number 10, now number 9. They beat number 18, now number 23, Virginia, 35-20.
I think I called that.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Mike, why don't you hit me with those stats?
Oh,
Since you called it.
I did call it. Running back for Notre Dame, Tony Jones Jr. was on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 carries, 131 yards, 3 touchdowns. The kid's solid, man.
Yeah.
Like, just running all over him. Wide receiver for Virginia, Hassis Dubois.
Yeah, I believe
9
so.
receptions, 143 yards, 1 touchdown. And Joe Reed also with a buck under his belt, 9 receptions, 107 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, not bad stats there for dual receivers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you could have got a little more production on the ground, they probably would have done pretty well.
Yeah.
Notre Dame defense, 8 sacks, 3 by Julian Aquara.
Yeah.
2 interceptions.
He was solid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, 3 sacks. He'll take that just as a whole for a team, honestly.
And you were about to say the defense also had, what,
2 interceptions and 1 fumble, return for a TD.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they looked good in that game. No denying that Tony Jones Jr. is the highlight of their offense.
Oh, yeah.
So let's move on to number 1, now number 2. Clemson barely beat unranked University of North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence, 18 of 30, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, 11 carries, 45 yards, and 1 touchdown rushing.
I don't believe the hype right now, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think Trevor Lawrence still has a little ways to go. But I'm not going to say that Clemson's out of the hunt or anything. They're still a top team. There's no question.
They kind of did this last season, too, where they kind of let a couple games get very close.
Yep.
But they always pulled it out, so we'll see.
Yeah. They being Clemson, their defense stopped a late 2-point conversion to secure the win. So good on them to get the win, but they dropped a spot.
That's on North Carolina,
They
though.
should have kicked that dang field goal.
Just kick
went
the
for
field goal, go to
Yeah.
overtime.
So
Yeah.
dumb.
You kept up with them all game,
Yep.
you know?
Hey, no harm in trying.
But if they would have got it, we would have been talking about something totally different right now.
Clemson would be upside down on their head.
I love me an upset, man.
TJ, speaking of upsets, why don't you hit us with some upsets and close calls?
Man, a couple upsets. Got Arizona State beats number 15, now unranked, California, 24-17.
Man, and I pulled for California in that one.
California
I was thinking
fell
they
off
had
the
it.
map.
They got Oklahoma State beats number 24, now unranked, Kansas State, 26-13.
Hell of a running back on that Oklahoma State team.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of thought Kansas State was going to win that. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
Let's see, you got number 23, now number 25, Texas A&M barely squeaks by Arkansas.
Rough game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Arkansas has just not been nothing really in the past,
No.
I'd say about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they just recently started being like middle of the pack kind of team.
Yeah, yeah. Like we talked about earlier, Clemson barely beat UNC. And pretty good game. Number 25, Michigan State, actually came back in the fourth and wins 40-31 over Indiana.
Dang.
Yeah. And they should not have had to come back. I mean, they shouldn't be down against Indiana. Michigan State's a good team.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of interesting games this week that we got to watch. We'll talk about games to watch for Week 6 like we always do. We posted a poll. Number 18 UCF, Central Florida at Cincinnati. number 14 Iowa at number 19 Michigan.
I'd like to see that one.
Number 7 Auburn at number 10 Florida.
Never mind. That's the one.
I'm going Auburn, man. I think Florida's all hype.
You
And
think
then to
Florida
round
got
it off, we'll talk about Michigan State again. Number 25 Michigan State at number 4 Ohio State.
Ohio State ain't no joke.
I refuse to ever say the. I'm
That-
just going to let y'all know that now. The
Michigan
poll
State's
results
that one.
show
You think?
that number 7 Auburn and number 10 Florida, 43% the top voted in the poll. Poll's still open till Saturday, so go vote, retweet it, share it with your friends. Rounding off at number 2, you had number 25 Michigan State at number 4 Ohio State.
Could be a good one.
27%. Number 18 UCF at Cincinnati at 16%. Number 14 Iowa at number 19 Michigan at 14%. It's kind of surprising that they're at the bottom of that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody believes the hype of Michigan anymore.
No, I would
sad.
say no, but I'm kind of surprised that a UCF Cincinnati game would go above that game.
Yeah.
Not by much, but still. So let's make our predictions with the American Athletic Eastern Division rivalry game of University of Central Florida and Cincinnati.
I'm going UCF.
Yeah, I'm going to go UCF, but I think Cincinnati plays them tough in at
Yeah,
least
it's
the
going
first
to
half.
be a close game.
Yeah, Cincinnati always has a tendency to kind of hang in there.
Yeah, I think I'll go UCF.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we're
not
all
gonna
going
be
UCF.
silly on this one.
Number 14, Iowa, against their Big Ten rival, number
Michigan.
Number Michigan. Number 19, Michigan. I'm going to say that Michigan shows some life and gets this win.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same, man.
I like Iowa.
Yeah.
I'm going Iowa.
I could see Iowa winning, but I think that Michigan is going to pull this one off.
Yeah, Iowa's been very scrappy lately, so I'm pulling for them.
Let's see, what was the next game?
Auburn.
Let's save that one for last.
Okay, never mind.
Since that's leading the poll. Number 15, not number 15, number 25, Michigan State.
Number Michigan.
At number 4, Ohio State. Battle for the Big Ten Eastern spot.
Let's go Spartans.
You think the Spartans got
I
it?
wish, but
I think Ohio State's.
I've
Yeah.
even though I'm an LSU fan, I've always been on the Michigan train, dude. If it's not the Spartans, it's the Wolverines.
Yeah.
More Spartans my way. but
I'm
still.
always, same here. I'm always cheering for those two teams versus Ohio State myself. But I think Ohio State's just going to overpower them. I don't think Michigan State's going to win this game.
No.
And finally, number 7, Auburn, 5-0, and also 5-0. Number 10, Florida in the swamp at the SEC
In the
showdown.
swamp. Ooh.
I got to keep it with the Tigers, man. LSU Tigers, Auburn Tigers, got to keep it in the family.
I'm going to pick Auburn, too. I like Bo Nix, man.
I think this is Bo Nix's moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with a quarterback injury situation in Florida, and Florida they still have some issues. They're number 10 for a reason, but
Pretty solid defense.
I think this is where their fall starts to come. I think number 7 Auburn and Bo Nix are going to get the win here, and it's going to be a big moment for him.
Bo Nix is the real deal, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Yep. All right. Well,
Maybe we just jinxed it.
yeah, we may have. But anything else you guys want to talk about college football? That's
What you got, TJ?
Go Tigers.
I'd say go Knowles, but man, there's just no hope.
I would say go Vols, but
There's definitely no hope.
y'all would just think I was joking.
Never mind. We'll get
Yeah.
to that later.
Well, that wraps it up for college football. We're going to take a quick break to listen to an advertisement from Rise Up Podcast Community. We'll be right back, and we'll talk some baseball playoffs. We'll see you in a minute.
I'm Ty Yeager, and I want to introduce you to the Rise Up Podcast Community, a community for podcasters created by podcasters, dedicated to the promotion and growth of podcasts everywhere. Rise Up is not a network. There are no contracts and no control over your content. Just a vessel for you to spread the word of your work and connect with fellow podcasters to collaborate, create, and promote. And guess what? It doesn't cost you a single cent to join the community. Join the Rise Up Podcast community today by visiting our website at bit.ly/riseuppodcommunity and follow the community on Twitter at RUPodCommunity. Again, that's bit.ly/riseuppodcommunity and at RUPodCommunity on Twitter. Come and join the community of podcasts and rise up with us. Rise Up Podcast Community.
All right, we're back, and it's me and TJ to talk some baseball. We finally have reached the postseason, the hunt for October. Let's start off with the wild card games. We're going to save the bracket for next week. We'll let the wild card games play out, and then we will fill in our brackets next week and go head to head.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, I'd love to get Mike in on that just to see what he's got.
Oh, I'm good at predicting stuff.
So, all right, let's talk about the Nats, the Washington Nationals, and the Milwaukee Brewers, I believe, playing tonight.
Right now, actually.
Right now. Yeah, that's right. It is 8:30. So, this will be a little outdated, but let's go ahead and make our picks here. Who do you think's going to win this game?
TJ's already got the ESPN.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I picked Washington to win this game already, but they're actually losing right now.
What's the score?
3-1.
3-1.
Going into the bottom of the fifth.
Hey, they still got time. That's
Oh,
a
gotcha.
long way.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't count the Nationals out. I actually think that they might come back and win this game.
I would love to see that.
But I won't be surprised if the Brewers win either. And if the Brewers win or the Nationals win, they face the LA Dodgers. So that'll be interesting to see who comes out on top there. Let's move over to the American League, where you got the A's and the Rays. Tampa Bay versus Oakland tomorrow night.
Man, I've never really cared for Oakland, so I'm gonna have to go with the Rays on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I've been off and on okay with the A's, but they're a pretty solid team this year. They fought to stay in the wild card, and there they are. They're facing the Rays, my Tampa Bay Rays. I think the Rays are going to win this, and I'm not just saying that as a Rays fan. I just think their process of playing small ball with their pitcher rotation and all that, it's just so hard to go against that.
They're going to have a tough matchup if they do win that game.
Yeah, they'll play Houston, which will be interesting. Me and my buddy Devo will be having some words about that one, if that happens. Houston looking strong, obviously the number 1 seed in the AL. Surprisingly, because the Yankees, I'm surprised they dropped out of that number 1 spot. You're
It hurt, man.
New York Yankees.
God, it hurt so bad. I kept up with like the last 6-7 games just watching it, and we dropped at least 3 or 4 of them. So
how'd you feel about Pete Alonso passing Aaron Judge?
Gotta give credit's due, man.
Hey, Alonso's a good player,
yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it sucks because I love some Aaron Judge,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey, dude, it is what it is.
Got to tip your cap to Pete Alonso. The Mets did not make it in, by the way.
That sucks.
The Minnesota Twins will face the New York Yankees. Who do you think will win that series?
I mean, I'm gonna go Yankees only because we're gonna have home field. So.
Yeah, I could see that. The Yankees have been a strong team all year. I don't see the Twins pulling it off against them.
Yeah. Like any other sport, man, anything can always happen,
Yep.
especially in baseball.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more in depth about that next week because it'll be in motion by then. Let's move back over to the National League and talk about my other team, the Atlanta Braves, facing off against the Arizona Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals. Hello. The Braves, man, they're a tough team. Now they did drop a game against the Mets in their final game. It was tough to watch, but it was a great game. If you missed that, I'm sorry. That was good baseball. Who you thinking here, TJ?
Man, I'm thinking the Cardinals, man. I think St. Louis might win it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with the Braves, so we'll go head-to-head on that one.
All right.
All right. Why don't you give me an early prediction of an overall winner of each league?
All right.
Who do you think is going to make it to the
finals?
World Series out of all the teams, including the wild card?
Man, I think it's going to be... I'm putting the Yankees in there. Not because I'm a Yankees fan, but just because Yankees have been on fire with injuries left to right from beginning to the end, dude. They have just nonstop just kept pushing forward.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Yankees for sure.
Okay.
And
NL's tough.
yeah, it is. God.
I don't
think
NL's
the Dodgers are going to go all the way. Is the thing.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see the East Coast market versus the West Coast market.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And of course, that'll be the best ratings for them, unfortunately. But I just don't want to see the Dodgers there.
In the NL, man, I'm going to go with whoever wins between the Cardinals and the Braves is going to make it to the finals.
Well, I was just going to say, I could see it either being Houston and the Braves or the Yankees and the Braves. Houston's playing tough as well. And I don't know. I have a feeling the Braves are finally going to get back in that picture.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
We'll go with some bold predictions there. So, we'll hang tight on that, and we'll talk more baseball next week, a little more in depth. And we'll move on. We are going to talk some UFC.
All right, we're back. TJ,
What's up?
what's up, dude?
Man,
It's
same old,
UFC time. Let's get it.
Man,
Tell me what happened, dude.
got some good fights this weekend. There were some good fights. I will admit I didn't watch a lot of them only because I was on the boxing match this week.
Okay.
But that's later down in the list. But anyways, John Phillips, TKO over Alan Amdovsky.
Amedovsky.
Yeah.
Amedovsky.
Yep, that right there. But 17 seconds in the first round.
Was that the elbow or was that a punch?
I think it was the punch.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
think that one was the punch.
yeah.
Got another one, and I lost on this
Yeah,
one.
he did.
Mike OSP.
Yeah, boy. Wins
with-
via the Von Vloek choke.
Man, dude, I was in the group. They were talking about, like, when are they just going to name this choke after this guy?
Man, straight up.
It's just the second time I think he's done that.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
dude,
dude's a killer. I'm telling
I
you,
couldn't
man.
believe I bet against OSP, dude.
I'm telling you.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, got Ion Cutlaba. Cutlaba?
Cutelaba?
Yeah, we had trouble saying this name last week. He wins TKO 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the first round over Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah, that one was bad.
I kind of felt bad on that one because I
Roundtree's
like
my
Roundtree.
boy,
Yeah,
man.
I like Roundtree.
That sucks. Oh, well.
Man, I mean,
Was that was the elbow, I
Yeah.
think, because he was like on top of him the whole time or something. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I watched highlights. I'm sorry, guys.
I think it was.
Didn't see a lot.
Like I said, man, I was on the boxing match, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, Marco Madsen remains undefeated, winning TKO over
This
Danilo
was who I was thinking
Belgrado.
about. This was the co-main event.
Yep.
Yeah, Madsen is an Olympic wrestler. The dude's a beast and was literally like on this dude like white on rice, dude. Like beat the crap out of him.
Like Khabib on top of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that.
Put him against Khabib then.
Ooh.
Let's see it.
Are they in the same
Put
division?
him against Askren.
Are they in the same? Okay. I was about to say. I was like, I don't know. Asker would be hilarious though. I just love seeing him get beat.
Kid, dude.
I could talk about him every podcast. Just how much I hate
his
him.
name will probably come up eventually every time.
He reminds me of that girl from Hereditary.
Oh my god. Yo. Okay, anyway. To the main event. And I lost this one too, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I did really bad in my UFC picks in the group. It was horrible. I started off like 17-3
Yeah.
and dropped. I went 7-7 this week.
Ooh.
It killed me,
At
dude.
least you had such a commanding lead in the first place. Like 17-3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
You
that
had
was
7
that was
in each
between, I think,
category.
2 or 3 weeks. So,
Yeah. So now you're what, 24-10?
Yep.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, it's still not bad.
How many fights there are? Jeez.
But Jared
Cannonier. His name's
he
so
knocks
hard.
out Hermanson, man, 27 seconds into the second round.
That's whew.
Yeah, but that's not bad. I think I picked Hermanson last week too, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, dude, it's just horrible picks for me this week.
Cannonier was tearing him up with them leg kicks too.
Yeah.
He was slicing him up. It was nice.
But I mean, a little bit more in the UFC going on. I mean, of course, coming up, we're gonna be on vacation.
Yeah.
Watching this on a movie theater screen.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, 243, guys. Whitaker against Adesanya. Oh, I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait. I'm picking Whitaker, dude. Yeah, I've been saying this.
Stylebender,
I've been saying this the whole
dude.
time, and I like Adesanya. Don't get me wrong. Only because when I actually watched him fight Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
But the thing that
Tore him up.
The thing that gets me though is Anderson Silva's old, dude.
He tore him up. though.
He did, but he's old.
Gave him a 3-piece.
And without the soda.
Without the soda.
Diet soda.
Just the 3-piece. It was a decision one. No.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it went down to decision. But speaking of decisions, when he fought Kevin Gastelum.
Oh yeah, that was a controversial decision.
And
a little bit.
Gastelum's a good. Gastelum's good. Gastelum's a decent. I ain't even gonna say decent. Gastelum is a good fighter.
That was a hell of a matchup for Adesanya because you just looked at the physicality of each one of them. Adesanya's this tall, lanky dude, and then Gastelum's this short, stocky dude just throwing bombs. Of course.
Dude, and it was you can tell
their
they were
legs.
Exhausted.
They both had to get carried out. Both had to put an arm around somebody. I think Adesanya got the worst end of it.
It was hard, but he won though.
Yeah,
but he did win. But
he was getting that leg tore up.
But Whitaker, man, dude, you talking about?
We haven't seen Adesanya on the ground though.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him on the ground.
Yeah, dude. So that's what I'm saying. Whitaker, man, he could come in and he's got the power.
Yeah, that's true.
Speed against. This is where it's gonna show down. It's gonna be speed against power.
Style against power.
Yeah, whatever. I got your
style bender.
But another fight. I think this is actually the co-main. Ally and Quinta
is
coming back, boy, and he's fighting Dan Hooker.
Who you got on that, buddy?
Oh, man. After watching Ally and Quinta against Khabib,
yeah.
Dude.
That was the decision fight.
And granted, he didn't really wrestle that much in that fight neither.
No.
But still, Ally and Quinta, I wanted Ally and Quinta to win.
Yeah.
And back in my head, I was like, that was a stupid pick. But I was sitting there and I remember watching it, and he actually rocked Khabib, and I jumped up, dude. I was freaking out.
That's like me when Dustin Poirier got that guillotine, and I was just like, jumped up so quick.
That was a lot worse, man. I
had the whole house shaking.
God, I was screaming. But I think Ally and Quinta's gonna win that one.
I think so too. I think so. I love that dude. He fights with a lot of heart, and he doesn't give up. He does. But he don't give up.
And he can sell houses. So how you feel about getting beat up by a realtor?
Yeah, I've never known a real estate agent that could whoop me, dude.
But then again, you never know.
I've never met Ally Quinta.
Don't come looking for me, please.
No.
I'm not that big.
I do need a house, though.
Yeah, for real. But some more UFC, man. Usman and Covington finally got announced. It's gonna be for UFC 245. It's about. I hope it goes through.
Yeah.
This time.
I'm going Usman all the way, baby.
And I think this is actually the one that's got the 3 title fights. I think 245 is the one with 3 title fights, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh Lord.
It's I think it's a good one. I think that's going to be the main card. The main event is Usman against Covington. I think the co-main. I don't know how they would do it if it's 3 title fights, if it's like a double co-main or what. But I know that one of the other title fights is Amanda Nunes is fighting.
Got Max Holloway and Volkanovski.
Yeah, Max Holloway is the third one. Woo. Dude, I cannot wait.
Amanda Nunes fighting Jermaine de Randami. That's a hard one for me.
But that's a good dude. That card and that event and the event before that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
BMF boy, I'm going to the BMF belt, dude. That whole card, dude.
I cannot wait.
Dude. And it's not usually you get like good 2, 3, maybe even 4 fights. Nah, dude, this whole card.
Derek Lewis,
is just
Ivanov,
insane.
Corey Anderson, Johnny Walker's back. Ooh,
dude, that's gonna be dope. Even Stephen Thompson's coming back.
Darren Till's back.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
Till and Gastelum.
I really hope he wins that fight, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I never really cared for Till when he fought Woodley. I was glad Woodley whooped him.
2.
I was glad Masvidal beat him, but I would like to see him beat Gastelum.
After that fight with Adesanya, I think Gastelum might have a chance in this one, honestly. With Stephen Thompson and Vicente Luque, that's going to be a tough one because Luque he's actually a beast. Like, I've watched this dude fight the last 2 times, and he's impressed me, definitely.
But what about the main event, though?
What about the main event, dude?
What about Diaz and Masvidal?
That's the one, man.
Man, I cannot wait. If only we was on vacation when that fight happened.
Man. I'll practically be on vacation because I'm going to be very drunk for this one.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely watching this fight.
My money's on Nate Diaz at the moment, but I just love both of them, honestly. It's a win-win for the fans in this fight.
Yeah, dude. I would like to see Diaz win. I would like to see Masvidal win. But, I'm cool. Just about in all the fights, I'm cool with whoever wins.
Oh, yeah. I do want to see Johnny Walker win.
Yeah, I want to see Thompson win.
I would like to see Derek Lewis do something.
Oh, of course, dude. Of course.
He dropped the last one. He dropped the last fight I watched him in, which really sucked because I had like $5 on that one. But all right, what else we got, man?
Got just a couple of semi-big news. BJ Penn was officially released from the UFC. That's for sure.
Well, we all saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, it was just bound to happen. It just now got announced, though.
Yeah.
So, but got a protege, James Gallagher. McGregor's.
That's the name of the episode.
McGregor's protege. He
McGregor's Crackers
submits Roman Salazar in 35 seconds at Bellator 227 with a guillotine in his hometown.
Nice.
That's got to be like a cool feeling, man.
Oh, yeah.
Win like a big tournament in your hometown.
Man.
That'd be dope.
That would be dope. I mean, the whole crowd just erupts at that point. You saw it when UFC Mexico. I mean, them people were getting hyped for the Mexican fighters now.
Yeah, until they started getting out of control.
A lot of them
throwing
lost
stuff into the dang cage.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It wasn't a good night for the Mexican fighters that night anyway. They lost a couple in a row, and then the crowd kind of got out of it. But moving on.
That's about it, man. UFC got a couple little boxing things. Now, this is the fight that I did watch, and I was really waiting on this fight.
Tell us all about it, dude.
Errol Spence Jr. actually beat Sean Porter, split decision.
Ooh.
And it was, I mean, dude, it was a banger, dude. It was such a good fight. I was pulling for Porter. And the 11th, and like the 10th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, man, he was just, I mean, dude, he was not saying destroying, but he had them rounds for sure.
Oh, yeah. Was it?
Definitely had them rounds.
Obviously a back and forth fight.
Oh, yeah.
Split decision.
Easily. But I think the one thing that really called this fight was Spence Jr. actually knocked down Porter in the 11th round.
Was that the only knockdown of the fight?
Yep, only knockdown of the fight,
well,
man.
That'll do it.
So, and I mean, it's just that's all it takes. That's just like in a UFC fight, you could go toe to toe with somebody and.
But if you get taken down 30 times,
that one takedown, yeah, I mean, just that one.
Yeah,
you can have that one takedown. That could be what calls your fight right there.
Oh yeah, especially if it's Khabib on your back.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's if you can even make it to the decision. But another good thing, big thing for me, big Deontay Wilder fan.
Oh yeah.
And he's actually fighting for the second time, Luis King Kong Ortiz. Getting his rematch November 23 at the Three-Piece Stadium.
Oh, boy.
MGM, boy.
Oh,
the MGM
no.
Grand Buffet. That's
man.
Go down.
How was the first fight? Did you watch the first fight between them?
No, I did watch the highlights.
Okay.
I did watch the highlights.
How did that look? How did that go down?
Man, Wilder actually won the first fight, won the TKO in the 10th round. That actually puts Wilder, man, total at 41-0-1, which that one coming against the old Tyson
boy.
Fury.
The Gypsy King.
But 41 wins, and 40 of those are knockouts.
Ooh, the boy is dangerous.
That is insane.
The boy is dangerous.
That is insane. But
he almost, the controversial, almost had the knockout over Tyson Fury, honestly.
Yeah, man.
Almost.
Really, though. But you can't count out Ortiz, man. He's 31-1. 26 knockouts. So you know where that one loss came from.
Who?
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder.
Exactly. Exactly, man. But, I mean, really, dude, that's about all I got in the fight world this week. You know, same old, same old. Thanks to Jay and Ian, man, always hooking us up, coming through.
Thanks for the love.
Thanks for the support, and thanks for the... Dang, I always forget this word every time. Participation.
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 I'm going to write it on the wall.
I'm going to get it down. That and my Twitter name.
I'm going to just put, get one of those little desk things that's supposed to say your name and it just says participation on it instead of TJ.
I'll probably still mess it up. But that's all I got for me this week, guys.
All right, y'all. Well, it's time for some champs versus Chumps.
All right, time for some champs versus chumps.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're gonna start off with TJ. Go ahead and hit me with a champ.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. This is not, and it's not even the one you think it is, man.
Is it?
This is going to the ESPN app.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna give my first chump to the ESPN app for on the app, we go to the little scores for NCAA and you look at the games, and there's Georgia and Tennessee. Well,
What's wrong with
Georgia's logo looked fine, had the red G. Well, they actually put the Lady Vols logo
No, they did.
on there, and I mean, of course, I took a screenshot of it. I might actually have to post that on Twitter, just so everybody can see and believe.
I think I did see that on your Facebook. See and believe.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. I died laughing.
That's
I think I
hilarious.
sent it to y'all before I sent it to anybody else.
I mean, they're not wrong though.
I mean, but Lady Vols can win though.
Oh, it's very true.
Shout out.
Dang, roastery.
All right. Why don't you hit us with a chump too?
I'm gonna give it to Perfect, man, for that
Definitely.
horrible hit, dude. Horrible
Yeah.
hit on Jake Doyle. Man, I mean, dude was on the ground. Granted, yeah, he was trying to get back up, but he had one knee on the ground, one arm on the ground, and of course he's holding the ball, so he can't even try to prepare himself for this hit. And you just go straight up crown to crown, dude, like
Yeah.
centered him.
No reason.
That's
to do
horrible, dude.
And
That is
even,
crazy.
The hit, how he hit him, the other cornerback was coming in, and it made the other cornerback kind of hit him in the helmet as
I mean,
well.
dude, like, that's
It's like a
insane.
double. It's just I don't. And the fact that he's blowing kisses and stuff on the way to the tunnel, after he got ejected, that was just downright awful.
It didn't work for Hainsworth, man. Don't do it.
No.
Yeah. All right. Mike, why don't you hit me with a chant?
With a champ, I got AJ Brown. He actually had his coming out party over the weekend. 3 receptions, 94 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's like some Terrell Owens stuff right there.
That's nice.
It's pretty good. I mean, if he would have got 150 and 4 and 3 touchdowns, then we would have been really talking.
That'd have been
But
really, yeah.
I mean, he made the most of his limited opportunities when he did get his hands on the ball. He had one big catch and run for a touchdown. That was amazing. He showed some speed. He showed some agility. He's just juking out people and getting around people. It was a very nice run. And then he even showed the awareness to make sure his foot was in when he was going towards the sideline and stretch out the ball and make sure he had that touchdown after getting all those yards. So, and then he caught another little slant near the end zone while they were in the red zone, of course. But caught another little slant, just kind of back shoulder, ran it right on in. But I like the kid. I like his potential. So that's my champ for the week.
All right. I'll go ahead and say one of my champs for the week, or actually it's a collective set of champs. Tampa Bay Sports, of course, coming from the Tampa Bay fan, but I've got to point this out. In the same week, the Bucks put up a team record of 55 points to defeat the defending NFC champions, the Los Angeles Rams, as we mentioned before in part 1 of this episode. The Tampa Bay Lightning for finally striking a deal with Braden Point and coming out as the #1 team in the preseason power rankings of the NHL. And the Tampa Bay Rays clinched their spot in the AL Wild Card to play the Oakland A's.
Not a bad week.
Yeah, not a bad week at all. And I'll do a chump. Antonio Brown, as always,
Yeah.
for tweeting for help on his English essay since he's back in college, claiming that it was due, D-O, instead of due, D-U-E. And he got roasted for hours on Twitter, and it was gold.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, it was bad.
I guess he does need help on his English essay. He do need help.
TJ, why don't you go ahead? You got 2 more champs. Why don't you go ahead and throw both of them at us?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna save the best for last. But this my second champ. I'm gonna give it to the boxing world, man. I mean, I feel like the past couple years, I feel like they've just been coming out like how they used to be back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, and I mean, all 90s, there's just great fights.
Good boxing.
It was heavyweights, but
I could even name off names from the 90s because my parents used to have it on constantly.
Oh, dude. I mean, it was the best. But I mean, there's just been so many good fights in the past, and even up and coming fights. Just like I was talking about earlier with Deontay Wilder. I mean, he wins that fight, he's going to get Fury. He should have gotten Fury to begin with, but I mean, whatever. It's cool. It's coming.
Fury needs to let that eye heal first.
So, but I mean, I got that. Then I got big old Teddy Bridgewater, boy. Them Saints shutting down the Dallas Hype. Yep.
It ain't shut down yet, but no.
It's fake. No, it's not over. It sounded good. I just put that on there to mess with him. But I am gonna put it like this though. I was pretty impressed with how the Saints did play against the Cowboys.
I definitely like the Saints defense. I will tip my hat to them and their kicker.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater did put him in a good position a few times to at least get a field goal. So that's more than I can say for our offense in that game. Just giving away a few fumbles and setting them up with that field position really helped them out. But yeah, I like the pick, honestly.
Yeah. Is that it for our champs this week?
I think you got one more down there, man.
Oh, that's right. Frank Gore. This is an important one because this is history right here. Frank Gore becoming the 4th player to rush over 15,000 yards in the NFL.
Yeah.
Man,
Nice.
Frank Gore is still going, and it's awesome to see. I've always been a Frank Gore fan.
Yeah.
And
Who are the other 3?
Congrats to him.
I know Emmitt Smith.
One was Emmitt Smith. One was
Payton.
and I think Herschel Walker, right?
Probably.
Jeez.
Walter Payton.
Frank Gore's just
I
been
think
so
it was.
consistent.
Yeah, I think it was. Emmitt Smith was number 1, I believe, and I think it was Walter Payton, and then I'm pretty sure it was Herschel Walker, and now Frank Gore.
Dang. Those
Yep.
are some names to be in.
Great company.
Hall of Famer?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
Frank
yeah.
Gore,
For sure.
undoubtedly. Okay. I think we referred to this earlier, but Mike, go ahead and hit us with your chump.
Odell Beckham Jr. for getting choked out by Marlon Humphrey after he threw the punch. Like, you throw the punch, you better be ready to back it up. That's all I'm saying, man.
I mean, I watched him hold him back. Like, he had him double-handed around
Yeah.
the neck, dude, and, like, you could tell Odell couldn't move.
That was like some Homer Simpson stuff right there,
I was
man.
like, oh, my gosh, dude. Like, really? All that hype and all them times, man.
OBJ done turned into Bart real quick. Just like,
That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to let you guys handle the fans of Champs versus Chumps this week. Go ahead.
Go for it, TJ.
I'll start it off, man. Start off with Ross. I think he's been in here just about every week since I've been, coming on. But Ross out of the fight community, man. He's got the double champ. James Gallagher for winning his main event in Dublin. So
35 seconds, we talked about that for a
35
little bit.
seconds. And he's also going Kennener for proving most people wrong and winning in style on away territory in Denmark.
Like I told you, TJ.
Yeah, why did he just wait?
Yeah, I had to at least rub one thing in because the Cowboys, I couldn't really say them.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Going with the next one.
We got Michael from the fight community gives OSP, my other pick, the champ for the week. He quotes, are they going to rename the choke after him or what?
Yeah, that's where I got that from.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was why it had me cracking up.
I love it, man. I love it.
But
OSP, I just had a feeling, man. He's a solid fighter. I love seeing him in Nashville too. Was that the other time he pulled that choke? Yep.
But man, I know our last fan, Chris coming through, said he's seen a lot of champs out there this week. So he said, figure why not, he says when there's no champs of the week, it automatically goes to Colby Covington, Dylan Dennis, and Conor McGregor. In that order. Kind of hurt a little bit on the Conor McGregor one.
I got a love for Conor, man.
But
I just love his
Colby and Dylan, dude.
I just feel like at least Conor's funny.
Yeah.
That's what I like about him.
He used to be able to back it up. I'm sure he still could.
Maybe
not against Khabib.
He's being called out by a lot of people right now. We'll see if he decides to step out of the shadow. Oh, dude, that would be hilarious.
But yeah, man. I mean, that's about all I got. That's the last fan of the week.
I will mention 2 things real quick. I do have one more fan, Champs versus Chumps. Buddies Josh and Shane from Seffner, Florida, saying the Bucks for getting it together.
Yeah.
So
I dig that. That's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. And then we will throw an honorary champ for the week. Stevie Wilkerson from the Baltimore Orioles making an incredible and painful catch. Threw his body up, hit the corner of the wall in the middle of center field, and I just looked super painful. I mean, you could see him shaking it off, but hey, he caught it.
He caught it.
Yeah.
I got one more chump, actually.
Okay, go for it.
Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
First touchdown ever is for the other team, man. You got to put him on there. Because that hurts, man. Like,
What's so bad? You know what?
all the hype. That's what gets you a chump.
I'm putting myself as an honorary chump of the week because I was on the Haskins hype and the freaking Daniel Jones slump. But I guess, well, ain't my own words.
And you're at the bottom of the Pick'em League, too.
Oh, whatever.
Well, I guess that's it for Champs versus Chumps, and that's it for episode 27, part 2 and part 1 of No Timeouts Left. We thank you all for joining us. This is Coach Klein. You can find me at Coach Klein90. Where can they find you, Mike?
Instagram and Twitter at MICFILLUPS.
And TJ?
Find me at TJ Franz, FRANC 615.
615.
There you go. And you can find all three of us at No Timeouts Left 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Be sure to look us up on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Podbean, all of the above.
Airware.
Subscribe, rate, review, share us, give us some feedback.
Let us into your lives.
Holler at us. We love talking to listeners too. We've talked to a few over the past couple of weeks, and we really appreciate you guys.
We're not a cult, we promise.
We are not. I can promise you that. Listen,
We're definitely a cult.
anyways, that about wraps it up for this week. We thank you guys again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.